Yes, I've been living on the Upper West Side for 54 years, as a matter
How
of
many
fact.
years have you been on preservation?
111.
Right.
At least that seems what
All right.
it feels like. But
Madge?
You muted. Muted.
Madge, once again, we can't hear you.
unmute, Matt.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Madge Rosenberg, 54-year resident of the Upper West Side and on preservation for 2 years.
2 years. Okay, who else do we have for the, oh, Josh.
Josh Cohen, Upper West Side resident off and on for the past 25 years, and preservation for 1, and looking to learn.
Mark,
Where am I?
you're right there.
Here I am. I'm sorry. I had to get rid of the double recording from the live stream. I'm Mark Diller. I've been here since '76. I'll be the one asking you to slow down and spell your name correctly.
Thank you. I've already introduced Kay Carpin, my co-chair. We also have board members. I see Paul Fisher, Doug Kleiman, who is one of our VEEPs, and Roberta Seamer is here. You want her to speak first? Who did I miss? I think I got everybody. You want her to speak first, Mark?
If Roberta's here just to participate, then no. But if she's here for the budget committee, maybe we can take her first and not make her wait till the end of the meeting.
Where is she? I can't see her. I don't see her.
Do we lose her? Oh, well,
Yeah.
sorry.
May have lost her.
Okay. Worst things have happened. All right. See, where are we? Okay. Everybody introduce themselves. Let's begin. Thank you for your respect for the community and the historical buildings and characters. The first application on the list is 260 West End Avenue. Is there anybody here for that application? Mark, we can't hear you.
I just asked R. Marino to unmute. I think that might be the person who was here last time. Is that
Maybe.
possible?
Maybe. Can you unmute yourself or unmute that person, Mark? Oh, there he is. Still muted.
Mr. Marino, can you, looks like you're unmuted from my end.
There he is. There he is. Hi, Mr. Marino.
Am I muted or hello?
No, we hear
Oh,
you
you're
now.
good.
Okay, hi
Great.
again.
Yeah,
Hi.
now.
How are we?
Okay, Mr. Marino, just in brief, as you recall, committee, we heard the application back in June, and we asked Mr. Marino to come back on July 8th to our committee to clear up a few details that we wanted cleared up. In particular, how the replacement windows would be removed and new windows installed, and details about the original window design and appearance. As you recall, we had no committee meeting in July, no full board meeting in July. The applicant went to Landmarks Preservation on July 20th, and the application was approved with modifications. So I guess what we're looking for, Mr. Marino, is a briefing on what those modifications will be, and as much and briefly
Right. Okay.
what your
So in-
application is.
Okay.
Because you've already been approved at Landmarks, right?
Well, yes, I've been approved with Landmarks. We sent it. We sent revisions in. I guess I could probably share my screen with you to show you the drawings that we have. Let me figure that out. Hold on a minute here.
We appreciate that you came back to us.
Yes, here we are. Let's see. Hold on. I have to figure
Yes,
out how to
you
share
are.
screen. Wait 1 second. So I had it. 1 second. I'm sorry. All right, hold on. I apologize. I lost you. Wait a minute.
So this application went to LPC without our resolution.
Yes, it went through and LPC determined that there was only one. Wait a minute.
Interestingly enough, as I recall, what they asked for is what we would have asked for.
Well,
And
they
we
asked,
will-
they asked that we tighten the brick mold up on the, you know, on the original panning. Our panning on the brick mold, and they also wanted us to incorporate multi-lights on the upper sashes over a one on the two facades, on the 72nd Street and the West End facade. So
No,
I'm gonna, okay, now I'm sharing my screen. Okay, now I got it. Hold on a minute.
I sent the committee the draft
Okay.
resolution that Paige wrote up, so.
Okay, I have, maybe you can see, can you see my screen with these
Yes.
drawings?
Yes,
Okay, so this is our window. So this is the last revision that we made that we just submitted to Landmarks. And supposedly they are to, you know, to write a permit at staff level, you know, at that level now. So we selected stone brown, which is a color that we had discussed previously. I have some backup on that. So these are the existing, these windows. Now, some of these windows are on 72nd, on the rear of the building, and some of them are also on 72nd and West End. So this BM window, this is what they're looking for. They're looking for a 6/1 on this size window. And over here in these larger windows, they're looking for an 8/1. And on this double window, they're looking for a pair of 6/1.
so that's what LPC wants, and that's what you agreed to provide?
The building has agreed to it.
Okay,
And then in the rear, all these in the rear will all stay as whatever. They can do what they want in the rear, but we've submitted for 1/1 in the rear. The same on these. These are the lot line windows. And then we've, okay, so this is, now we're back. This is, I submitted this to you previously. These are our existing conditions. And then coming up here, what we've done is, you see, we've tightened up the brick mold compared to before. Our panning over the brick mold, it was much wider before. It was out here, but now we've tightened it up. Same over here at the jams. This was one of your requests or complaints. I don't know, whichever you want to call it. This is the mullion condition.
Paige is not here, is she? I don't think so. Is she?
No.
And then these are the Mutton windows. So this is our Mutton on the exterior in the same condition again, with our panning pulled tight to the brick mold at the head and the jam. And the same again around the mullion. And then these are lot lines, which are, you know, these are by code. But then I also have the elevation drawings. Wait a minute, let me find those. Yeah. So these are the elevation. Okay, so these are our elevation drawings that we submitted. This is the west facade. And then this is the north facade, 72nd Street. So all of them, we're applicable, or 6/1 or 8/1. And then these are the ones that are not visible. These are in the rear, all of these facades. But that's pretty much what we submitted to Landmarks. Only other thing we did was, because I think that's pretty much what you all were looking for, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, that's what we submitted. And then there's also, they sent me a photograph. Let's see if you can see this. Is this visible? Can you see this building?
Yes,
Okay. So here's the dark, you see how dark, it's brown. Because remember, there was a question as to what the front windows did look like. And so these are brown that I could see. I don't have any clue what year this is, but I know it wasn't yesterday.
Hmm.
And then there's also one other one. This photo. This is just, but you can't really see it, but there's dark over here. The windows are brownish. I think this is a board member's mother who said that she would write a statement saying that what color the windows were, but whatever. That's what I have for color.
And you kept the brown?
Yes, the brown we picked was, hold on, I gotta find it. Yeah, it was it's a Benjamin Moore color. It's a darker brown. I know, I have to get that now. Darn it. Let me find it. I think I have to go back to another, 1 second. Another color. Oh. Okay, I gotta get the brown ones. 1 second.
And has anything started yet in terms of replacing the windows?
No, we've done nothing. We're waiting for landmarks. We're waiting for landmarks, waiting for everybody to just say, bless us, and we can move on, you know? The building is extremely anxious to get going, as you would suspect. 1 second, I need to find another way to do this. Hold on 1 second. How can I do this? I can't, you know what? I can't. I'm trying to find the color now. Oh, no.
But it's brown.
It's brown. It is
In
brown.
our draft resolution, it says it appears to be black, but it's brown. And are the upper 3 floors, what's going to be different about those windows?
1 second. The upper 3 floors?
Mhm.
Well, I think I think we pretty much excluded them. Here comes the color, wait. Oh, I don't have a color. Eesh. I'm sorry, I thought I had
Yeah.
that. I guess I could send it to you. I can't
I'm
find
just
it.
saying it's dark brown.
It's
let
brown.
me
It's
just-
definitely brown. It's
Let me
definitely
just-
dark. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. I have a piece. I have a piece. I mean, I don't know how good you
Oh,
can
yeah,
see
okay,
it.
good.
This is the piece.
Yeah, that's why it's black.
It's
Doesn't
pretty
it,
brown.
Jay? It's hard.
Yeah,
to
actually,
see.
it's pretty brown. I mean, I'm sorry, but at least I have it.
There it is.
I thought for sure it would be, but this is the brown that Landmarks is good with, that the building is good with, and I'm hoping the community board is good with.
All right.
It's pretty
Does
dark.
anybody from the committee have any questions? Peter? Jay?
Mr. Marino could unshare his screen, then we can see each other.
Let me unshare. Hold on.
Thank you, Mr. Marino.
I'm unshared.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody have any? Yeah, I think I sent you the draft resolution from Paige back in June. I think Mark and I will work on that for our resolution. We already have this is a little follow-up. Shall we just make a motion to work with the draft resolution that Paige wrote back in June?
Yeah, just update it with any info that we've learned today.
Mark, you were going to say?
I noticed that Jay has his hand up. I don't know if he's voting or
Oh, I'm sorry.
commenting.
I don't see him.
I was just going to suggest that in the interest of expediency, that since we've
Can't hear
heard
you,
this,
Jay.
I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. She said she couldn't.
Okay. I was just going to say, in the interest of expediency, and since this has been presented and approved at Landmarks, that we make a simple resolution to approve the application with the modifications as imposed by Landmarks, specifically that all the visible windows will be either 6/1 or 8/1 in a dark brown color, and leave it at that.
All right.
Sounds good.
So a question on that, just so for the minutes more than anything else. Mr. Marino, the windows that are required to be multi-light, Are those only the ones on the two primary facades or are they
Correct.
anywhere else? Okay,
They're,
thanks.
they're only on the two primary, but the question did come up from the building that if somebody did want them in the rear, could they have them in the rear? And I said, you could have them. You
Yes.
could have them in the rear if you wanted. But yes,
Okay, so I second Jay's motion.
Okay, so let's vote on that. Mark, what's your vote on the resolution?
I vote yay.
Josh? Is he still there?
What happened to Josh?
I don't hear him. Kay,
Yes.
Madge,
Yes,
William?
Yes.
Where is everybody else?
Peter?
Yeah, Peter,
Yes. Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
I'm a yes. And I think that's everybody.
Gotta get K, don't you?
I think, didn't I get you, Kay?
Yes, you did. I'm a yes.
Did you get Josh?
I didn't hear him.
I didn't hear him.
He's muted on the screen.
Yeah. Josh, maybe had a problem.
All right.
All right. All those opposed, anybody opposed, please just say, oh,
There's
Josh,
Josh.
what's your
Josh is
vote on the
back.
resolution?
Michelle, I see Josh again.
Yeah, me too. Josh, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
I'm muted.
Yes.
I'm telling everybody, but I'm muted.
All right. Is that a yes or a no?
Yes,
All right.
sorry.
They wanted us to work for it.
Yeah.
I-
1, 2,
seriously,
3, 4,
that's what I
5,
do.
6, 7, 8. So that's all of us. Non-committee board members, Doug
Yes.
and Paul. Is he still here? Paul
Oh,
Fisher?
still on? I don't see him anymore.
I see Paul's here.
Yeah, he's here.
He
Oh,
said yes.
oh, there he is.
He said yes? I think that's 6.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
All right, so the resolution passes unanimously by both the committee and the non-committee board members. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you,
we're
Mr.
good. Thank you
Marino.
very much.
Thank you
Thanks
for
a
coming
lot.
Thank
back.
you all. Thank you. Thank you for
Good
all your
luck.
work. Thank you
See
for your
you in
work,
the
everybody.
future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And our next application is 103 West 72nd Street. This is to replace a storefront infill and construct a rear yard addition. Who is, Mr. Bianco, you're presenting
Yes.
for 103 West 72?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Okay, hi. Could you tell us if you have a date at Landmark yet?
We
Atlanta?
do September 14th.
Oh, okay. Okay, you are going to share your screen?
Yes. Can you all
Everybody
see?
knows this site?
yes,
A familiar site.
Yes, anybody who's anybody in this
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Anybody who drinks on the Upper West Side?
Oh, yes. Well, good evening. Thank you. Thank you for having me. My
I
name is
did
Bob.
live in that apartment above, by the way, just.
Oh,
so-
really? Oh, wow.
Get out of
Oh,
here.
that's
I
great.
did for a year and a half.
Wow.
Oh, you have to excuse yourself from this.
You're damn right.
You have to abstain for cause.
Well,
You're
it is a
right.
very cool building. It's a very unique building in this district. Again, for the record, my name is Robert Bianco. I'm with PKSB Architects, and I'm representing the owners of 103 West 72nd Street. And we have a certificate of appropriateness application at Landmarks for storefront alterations and a one-story rear yard addition, full coverage rear yard addition. And I want to preface this by clarifying. I know I've heard a lot of recognition, and I just want to make it clear that the existing ground floor tenant, which is Malachi's, a longstanding neighborhood institution, is remaining in place. And the design approach really has taken that into consideration, where the goal here is really to make facade improvements to allow for increased spacing in seating, increased natural ventilation, all while limiting the amount of disruption to the existing tenant. So that said, just a little bit of background on the building. This was originally a row house constructed in the late 1800s and was converted to multifamily with commercial use on the ground floor in the 1930s. So the oldest historic photos that we were able to locate were from that 1930s alteration, where the original facade is completely gone. So what exists today is largely the 30s alteration, with the stoop removed, the upper floors were reclad in stone, the ground floor space that was converted to commercial was reclad in a marble surround and a glass and metal storefront, two-story storefront. And what exists today is largely similar to what existed in the 1930s. Upper floor windows have been replaced. A lot of the stone and original storefront framing remains intact at the base. However, all of the glazing has been eliminated, and some sheet metal has been put up to cover up some patchy stonework at the base. And the original shop front window and retractable awning were removed, and a prior to designation illuminated sign band exists, and a awning and fixed window at the ground floor bar space. One of the original doors from the original 1930s storefront remains at the residential entrance on the right-hand side. The bar door has been replaced. And again, that central display window has been replaced with a smaller fixed window. So we are proposing alterations at the storefront, a one-story addition in the rear, which will be an extension of the existing bar space. The alterations, this is just a quick overview, and I'll go into each component in more detail. The alterations at the storefront include removal of the existing non-conforming illuminated sign band, removal of existing awning, removal of the existing bar entry door and fixed window, and removal of the sheet metal cladding that's covering up some of the historic marble and storefront framing. And in its place, we're proposing restoration of the existing historic framing that remains, installation of a new door entry to the bar, which would replicate the historic configuration, a new awning with signage on the awning skirt, a bracket sign at the stone pier to the left of the bar entrance, and new operable cafe doors. And that's really a critical piece of this design and to the bar's functionality now, with all the new COVID regulations for ventilation and air and spacing. The ability to open up that front facade is really key here. And in section, you can see the proposed rear addition, which is about 15 feet above curb level, just one story in the existing rear yard. So that was just a quick overview. I'll go into a little more detail on the storefront itself. We did do, prior to looking at design options, we did do probes to confirm what, if any, historic fabric remains. And so these photos are taken above the bar's ceiling at the front of the building, looking back toward the street, and a good amount of the historic metal framing of the storefront remains. The glass has been removed. There were some operable awning sashes at the transoms above the doors. Those have been removed, but the main frame exists. And we did poke a couple of holes in the front to confirm that marble does exist behind the sheet metal that has been installed at the piers and above the storefront. So an existing and proposed enlarged plan at the storefront. We're maintaining basically the same configuration. Doors will be in the same location, and the operable cafe doors will replace a fixed window assembly at the center. And in elevation, existing condition on the left-hand side, the sign band will be removed. There's a non-operable louver that will be removed above that. Existing light fixtures and awning will be removed, and sheet metal will be removed to uncover the historic marble that exists at the pier to the left of the bar entrance. Again, we're proposing to recreate a historic door configuration to the bar entrance, replace the center fixed window with the operable cafe doors, install a fixed awning in the location where an awning historically existed, just at the center portion of the storefront. And we're maintaining all of the existing historic storefront framing that is still intact. Now that framing is rather thin, and all of the glazing has been lost. It looks like, based on the historic photos, that the original glazing was kind of an etched pattern. So given the fact that this is really thin sheets of steel, it can't really accommodate modern glazing systems. But it is the historic fabric, and we want to maintain that. So in the place of the glass, we're proposing a custom metal panel that would sort of replicate the patterning of that etched glass pattern that existed on the historic storefront. And these are just some existing and proposed sort of sections through the entry doors. At the top is the existing condition and proposed condition. At the residential entry, which largely remains the same, existing and proposed condition at the bar entry, where some of the marble cladding will be exposed once we remove the sheet metal that's been installed. That was installed in, I think, the 70s or 80s. And then an existing and proposed section through the existing storefront, awning and fixed window, to the right, showing the proposed condition with a new awning, new cafe doors that will come all the way down to the sidewalk, but they will include an opaque solid panel at the bottom to sort of simulate the expression of a bulkhead. And a blade sign can be seen beyond at the stone pier, and in this other section through the bar entrance, blade sign projecting 18 inches over the sidewalk, 10 feet above the sidewalk.
How high are the new doors?
The new doors are about a little over 7 feet.
Why so low?
Really because we're trying to not change the existing configuration. Actually, the historic doors were 7 feet. And the operable cafe doors will need a pretty sturdy structure above them for the retractable track. And we're not really proposing much change to the interior of the bar. And if anything higher would require a lot more disruption to the interior.
While we're on the doors, are they like accordion? Do they fold all into each other, or do they open out onto the sidewalk, or how do they work?
They fold, yeah, they're sort of accordion. You can see the operation here in the plan. So they'll all stack to one side. And then
one more question on the doors. Are they all new doors, or did you somehow recover the same old door design from?
It would be a new door. I'll go quickly to the renderings. The oh, you can't see that door in this. Sorry. The residential entrance door, which is on the right-hand side, is the historic door. So the door to the bar would be a replication of that. That door is long gone.
Thank you.
And then back to the details. Again, you can see at the accordion doors, the cafe doors, we're maintaining an 18-inch solid portion at the bottom. So when the doors are closed, it'll give the appearance of a bulkhead. And just one more small detail.
Can you show me that again? The bulkhead, the appearance of the bulkhead? Can you show
Yeah,
me
I think
that?
it's probably more helpful in the rendering here. So in the center, on the left-hand side is the existing condition. In the center, the cafe doors in their closed position, they'll have a solid opaque panel at the bottom so that it appears to be a bulkhead. And then we've rendered it also with the cafe doors in the open position. And again, maintaining, cleaning the existing historic framing, and in lieu of glass, we're proposing a patterned metal panel that would replicate the patterning from the historic photos. And in place of the sign band, we would just do one fixed awning with signage on the awning skirt and a bracket sign to the left of the bar entrance.
How tall
Yes.
is that metal part above the windows? The part where the awning is going up, is that a full story high?
No, the bar is sort of a story and a half. And they have a kitchen mezzanine, but that's toward the rear of the building.
Because from the picture, it looks like it's taller than the window set. The metal part above it.
It's taller than the
Windows.
upper floor windows.
No, the windows on the ground floor at the bar look lower, shorter than the metal above it.
On the proposal,
On the proposal.
It probably is, yeah. I think altogether that storefront's 17 feet, and then the doors themselves are 7 feet.
So that's about 10.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can see here the existing ceiling height is sort of at the top of where the awning begins. And it drops down a little bit over the entrance.
That'll be a steel color?
Mhm.
Gray?
Like an aluminum color, yeah.
okay.
And shall I move on to the rear yard portion, or any more questions on the storefront?
But, Kay and Michelle, do you guys plan to take separate votes on the front facade and the rear?
That's a good idea, Jay.
Only makes sense.
I mean, I don't know.
No,
that
but
it
that's a
will
good
be
idea.
necessary, But,
That actually would be really helpful.
okay.
That
good.
would be helpful for us too,
Well,
just
do you wanna-
based on our conversations with LPC.
Do you
So we can
want
take-
to dispose of the front facade and then vote? To vote?
Certainly.
No questions? I mean, I would propose that if there are no more questions or discussion, I assume there's no public comment that we could proceed
Yeah.
to a vote on the front.
Is there anyone from the public?
If anybody's from the public and wants to speak, could you raise your virtual hand now? If you activate your participants panel as a public, as an attendee, you can find your virtual raise hand function. I don't see any.
So I'll make a motion to approve the application as presented.
I'll second it.
All right. So let's take a vote on this. This is the front facade. Mark,
I vote yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Madge,
Abstain.
William,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes,
and I'm a yes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 1, 0 for committee. Now, non-committee board members, Doug, you're still here?
Yes, I vote yes.
Paul? Paul Fisher, you still here? Yeah, he's here. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yes.
Thank you. Are there any other committee members here? All right, the committee vote is 1, 0, 0, 0. So the resolution, the motion passes, the resolution is accepted for the front facade portion of this application. Okay,
Nice.
sir.
Great, thank you.
nice to see a long time commercial institution still here and still functioning. And
Yep.
it's too many
Yeah.
that have gone.
It's been a tough year and a half for
Yeah.
many, many places.
Many, many, many. So it's good to
This is a-
see.
This is a much needed change.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Does Malachy's own the building?
No, no, they're a tenant.
Okay, so shall we move to the rear portion, the second
Yes.
part of the application, the rear addition?
Sure. Okay, so the rear addition, as seen here, this is just a views key plan, will be an extension of the existing bar space. Just taking a look at the existing conditions, the photo on the left is standing in the rear yard looking back at the existing rear facade. The photo in the center is the existing rear yard looking north toward the adjacent buildings in the back along 73rd Street. To the west at the neighboring building at 105 West 72nd, there's a existing concrete wall and tall fence. And to the rear, there's a low retaining wall and a portion of one of the buildings on 103 has a one-story full lot coverage rear addition that directly abuts our property. And when we looked at the full block plan, we wanted to highlight all of the other buildings on the site that are also converted row houses with commercial uses on the ground floor. And so those are starred in a bright red asterisk. And of those buildings, the majority of them have at least full side lot line to side lot line one-story additions, and some of them, a few of them do have full lot coverage building, that these 4 in the middle of the block, and one, I think, combined lot that has a one-story addition that partially overlaps with our site. And so in the proposed condition, we would be proposing a one-story addition that is about 15 feet above sidewalk level. And then seen in 3D axonometric view, we've highlighted all of the other rear yard one-story and 2- or 3-story additions that exist, and we would be proposing a one-story addition in addition to the small 2-story bustle that already exists on our site.
Who uses that 2-story structure?
It is for the restaurant on the first floor, and there is one residential unit on the second floor that has that little bustle. So that will remain, and their view and window access will not be disrupted.
And that residential unit is separate from the main part of the building. The residence is in the main part of the building.
No, it's accessed from the same main residential entrance on 72nd Street. There are 2 units per floor on the 2nd through 4th floor, so six units total.
Did that person have anything to say about your proposal?
Not that we're aware of, no. The landlord has.
Who uses the backyard now? I mean, it's concrete.
It's just concrete. It's not accessible to the residences.
Oh, okay.
It's only accessed through the cellar, actually.
The cellar, which is used by the bar.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. So just an enlarged floor plan and roof plan at the rear yard. We are proposing 2 fixed skylights just to get some natural light into the rear dining space, and there'll be a small rooftop condensing unit to serve the bar space. So existing and proposed rear elevation, looking at the back of the building, existing and proposed west elevation as seen from the neighboring building at 105 West 72nd. Existing and proposed east elevation as seen from the neighboring building at 101 West 72nd. And this is a section through a north-south section through the rear addition. It is the existing rear yard is sunken a bit. It's maybe 2 or 3 feet above the cellar level. So we would be filling that area in so that the addition is flush with the existing bar space. But still, it's well below the permitted 23 feet above curb level. It's about 14'6" above sidewalk. And then a section in the other direction, existing condition and proposed. And, just some wall sections through the different lot line conditions. This is at the rear lot line abutting the property along West 73rd Street. Oh, and I went back to the storefront. I think that was it. That was the end of the of the rear yard portion.
Are you moving the kitchen?
No, the kitchen is on a mezzanine within partially within that little bustle and partially over the bar space, and that'll stay where it is.
And as of now, the restaurant never used the backyard, the rear yard?
Not real. No, they don't use it for seating. Definitely, no, not at all.
Could you show me how that you can reach that back area if you build the addition? Sorry. Sorry, folks.
Let me see if I can. Don't know if I have. Here. So There is currently a window. This is at the mezzanine level, the kitchen level. There's a stair coming up within this little bustle. And at the landing, there is a window. And that will provide access to the roof of the addition. So it'll be entirely accessed from the commercial space. And then the window above that is for the second floor residential unit, and that will remain as is.
So that you're converting that window into a door, because you're
Mhm.
raising.
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Any questions?
The materials, can we just quickly know what
Sure.
the-
Yeah, we're just proposing stucco finish at the portions that are visible along the lot line.
you know,
The
Yeah,
light-
it says
light color.
pigmented. Yeah,
Yeah,
it says
yeah.
pigmented stucco. What color do you propose?
yeah. that was my
It's
next
sort of
one.
a sandy color, kind of an off, a cream color.
Will there be any mechanicals on the roof of this addition?
Yeah, just a small condensing unit.
Okay. And have you considered what kind of sound attenuation you'll use on that unit so as to make sure it doesn't disturb anybody?
We can certainly look at it. They're pretty quiet units, but we have not done the testing of the levels on site. So we could look into that and see if anything would even be required.
Yeah, it's no mystery for you to know that people are going to complain about the noise.
If it's noisy, I
Yeah,
mean,
if it's noisy, but there actually is an existing condensing unit. I don't know if it shows up in the photos of the rear, but there is an existing unit in that rear yard.
but
right
now it's on the
now.
ground floor.
Yeah, but now it's on the ground. Yeah.
So it will be raised up. So
Mhm.
just, I mean, there are all kinds of sound attenuation solutions that we've seen. And we would expect that you would consider it as you said you would. So as to minimize any sound from the, I mean, I know I assume it's going to be a new condenser.
Yes. Yeah.
And the new ones are a lot quieter than the old ones, but there are enclosures and baffles and all kinds of stuff. So we appreciate the commitment to look at it and do whatever you have to do to minimize the noise.
If you stay at this this photo, the one to the furthest right, that's the HVAC system, that piping. I know this, we're looking down, but to your left.
Oh, this
Photo on the right, the left.
This is the kitchen exhaust. Yeah, and that will remain.
That will what?
Remain.
Remain.
Yeah, no change.
Okay.
Are there any,
If I could jump in, I don't know, it seems like we're morphing into comments.
Yeah, it seems that way.
So my comment is not a surprise to Jay or others. The use of stucco for this kind of sticks out to me, especially given the facade look, the rear facade look that we're seeing right here on the left-hand image, which is actually a pretty, it's a red brick, common brick in very good condition, and as well as the rear fenestration. And I noticed that we're going to have a 15-foot wall with sort of a sandy stucco wall on the three sides with no fenestration on any of them. And it's going to go right up to the rear lot line. I would much prefer at least the north face of this extension, which is as of right from a zoning standpoint, but not a landmark standpoint, that at least the rear facade be, the north facade be in a red brick, similar to the existing rear facade. ideally it would all be, but certainly that would.
I agree, you know.
That makes sense.
Would you consider that, Mr. Bianco?
We can consider it. We can, would you be okay with us considering a veneer brick or a thin brick assembly?
As long as it lasts, you know, it's a material that isn't going to look terrible in 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, great, thanks.
So can we assume you agree to that? On that one, on the north facade?
That I do, I would have to discuss it with the client, but that's definitely something we'll consider.
Okay,
So we'll put that in as a recommendation, Jay?
yes, yeah, that's fine. I mean, still not visible, but it is still preferable.
I have a strange question. Why am I so upset they're gonna use up the whole yard?
Guess I'm not upset because it's just a one floor rear yard addition.
One story and it's replacing I mean, look at the context.
I mean, I can see the condition of the yard now, and if nothing is there, it is likely to remain like that,
Yeah,
which is,
I'm okay with it.
okay.
Yeah, Michelle, actually, my one concern that I might have is if you look at the diagram we're looking at right now, and immediately to the right of the dotted red line that is the proposed extension, you've got this tiny little cul-de-sac now, L-shaped cul-de-sac, but it's surrounded by a fence now anyway, so it's really kind of the same awkward space that it would be after the construction of this thing. So while I'm always sensitive to those things, I don't know that this is the instance in which to get on my horse and make a fuss about it. And you know, in terms of, I don't want everything we vote on to go this way, but small businesses that need to rebound, maybe we should be giving them a little extra benefit of the doubt on something like this, especially where we're not disturbing, you know, the gardens at Kew and the Botanic Garden back there. It's, you know, we're basically moving a concrete slab 15 feet further into the air, and that's about it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and there are commercial ventures on 73rd Street right behind it.
Oh, yeah.
It's sort of-
Yes. Alice's
Right.
tip.
All right, anybody have any questions from the public? Anybody in the public out there wants to ask a question? No? Okay, great. So anybody want to make a motion to, this is a motion to approve with a recommendation that they use the brick color or brick veneer, at least, what did you say, Mark, on the north side? But we
Well,
prefer,
if all we're doing is making a recommendation, then
And
I
do it
say
for-
we ask them to clad the whole thing in red brick.
okay,
Yeah, I
If we're
agree.
making it a condition, I would maybe modulate that.
okay.
There's a question from the public in the chat.
Oh, let's see.
Should I unmute RM?
Yeah,
Wait,
there are
where did it go?
windows that will be blocked.
Yeah, more of a
Are there
statement than a
windows?
question. I
Can you
guess.
hear me?
Yes.
It was a statement that a window will be blocked. Is
It
that,
looks like that window to the building on the east side will be blocked. And I wonder whether there's a commercial business
Building
there
on
or
the
residential.
east side. No, because that building, you can see that's
so they're
the
going to
building
be
on the
closed.
corner. They have a little setback, side yard,
Okay.
rear yard, alleyway. So all those windows are about 8 feet, I think, away from that lot line.
At Chase Bank at that point?
Yes, yeah.
No,
Mr.
Oh,
RM,
that's
thank
right.
you for your question.
yes,
May I have your name for the minutes, please?
Robert Moth,
MOSS?
MUTH.
Thank you, sir.
thank you. All right, so let's take a vote on the resolution for the rear addition for the application at 103 West 72nd Street with the recommendations. Is that the only recommendation we have?
Yep.
Okay, so Mr. Diller, what do you say?
I say aye, thank you.
Mr. Cohen,
So yes,
Kay,
Yes, for me.
Madge,
Yes.
William,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
From afar.
Jay. Jay must be looking for another ice cream cone. Jay,
Yes.
I'm a yes. So the motion carries unanimously. For the non-committee board members, Doug
Yes.
and Paul. Is he still here? Yeah, he's still
See
here.
him.
I see his hand up.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So the motion passes, the resolution is accepted unanimously by non-committee board members as well.
Thank you
Just to
very much.
review, you're up in front of LPC on September 14th,
Yes.
and one of us will be there. Thank you for your time and for
Thank you.
answering all the questions.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we
Appreciate it.
appreciate the great job you're going to do at that location. It's going
Yes,
to
we're
look
looking
great.
forward to it.
Yeah.
We're
Much-
looking
much
forward to
long
our-
awaited.
Yeah.
Looking
thank
forward
you.
to our first pint in the new space.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
All right. Take care.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot. All right, we have 300 West End Avenue to increase the height of an existing elevator bulkhead. Is anybody here from 300 West End Avenue?
John Gordon? John
We can't
Gordon.
hear you, Mark.
John Gordon, okay, let me see. There he is.
Oh, his hand is up. yes.
Promoting to panelists, let's see if it works. Yes, okay.
Unmute, start video. Okay, can you hear
There
me?
you are.
Hi, everybody.
Mr. Gordon, you're with SUK?
Yeah, Sook Design Group. My name is John Gordon. We're the architect. We're working on behalf of 300 West End Avenue. And the proposal is to extend one of the elevator bulkheads. So should I be sharing the drawings with you?
As you prefer, I can do it or you can do it.
All right, let me try it out here. Here we go.
Sorry. Do you have a dated LPC, Mr. Gordon?
Yes, we are, should be presenting on the 28th. That's it.
28th of September?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Can you see the drawings now?
Yes.
Okay. So once again, my name is John Gordon with Sook Design Group. We're the architects for 300 West End Avenue. The building is, I'm sure you all know it. It's a beautiful building. It's built around 1916 in the West End Extension District, and it's considered a colonial revival style building. And our project is only about the bulkhead. So this is the front facade on West End Avenue. It's on the corner of West End and 74th Street. So I don't know if you can see my mouse, but at the corner of 74th Street is over this way. So I'll go to the next page. So just a map just for location. Right here on the large map is where we're talking about, West End Avenue, 74th Street. I'm sure you're all familiar. Sort of a plot plan of that same location. Configuration of the building. This is basically the roof plan. This side is West End Avenue over here. This side is 74th Street over here. There's an existing water tank, which is the tallest structure of the roof. There's existing 3 elevator bulkheads here right now. This is their service, and they have one called B and one called A, and we're talking about this one here for the proposal. And then in some of the photos, you may see the chimney, which is over here, which is quite tall as well.
And so up the page is basically uptown, so we did a mock-up. I don't know if anyone's been able to see it from walking around the neighborhood, but we have a stick mock-up with the orange netting at the top, which you can see in these photos, giving an impression of the height that it's going to be proposed at, sitting on top of the existing bulkhead. And it will simply be an extension in brick, same color and pattern of brick up to that height. We did a diagram of that going up, and there will be a small open metal frame staircase to get to the top for service only. And then this is just a diagram of the mock-up as constructed. Here's a bit of a block plan showing the building at the corner with some views, which we'll see in the next page from various vantage points around the neighborhood.
Yeah, I couldn't see the mock-up on either side of West End. I walked east on 74th Street. Very hard to see. I couldn't see anything at Broadway. You have to walk further east to see anything. Madge, is that what happened? Did you also check that?
I checked, I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
So these are our, sightline photographs, just to be clear. This photo, you're on 74th Street towards Riverside, sort of halfway down. Some people have some scaffolding over there, and this is like a ladder from the scaffolding in the foreground. But just when you get to the end of their scaffolding, you start seeing it poke out. That is 300 West End, and the one in the foreground is the building across West End on the north side.
Yeah.
Just so you can see a little bit of orange there. And this is when you walk towards West End and you're really close to the corner. Just you can see it poking up here, but summertime with some trees, it's a lot of vantage points you can't see it, but that would be the extent of how much would be showing. There are some little brackets showing in the photo, but that's because there's also some facade work going on. Those are just the outriggers from the facade scaffolding, so you can ignore those two gray things on the side. It's the orange part we're talking about. And then
Why are you doing this?
they want to extend the elevator up one floor. So the equipment is for this system is at the top of the elevator. So the top part of it is just equipment inside a room. So this view.
I'm sorry, while we're on that topic.
Yeah.
So is it correct that you won't be making a similar application for the A-line elevator sometime in the future?
This is the A-line, it's the B-line that we're not extending. So the decision was, in theory, the building has two halves to it, but the way the configuration of staircases and whatnot on the B-line, it's easy to get up to the roof on the B side than the A. So they decided to extend the A because it's a little more challenging for people to get up on the A side. So the B is going to stay put. They're not planning to apply for that.
What's
So
the
this-
height of the proposed bulkhead vis-a-vis the existing water tower?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
What the height of the proposed bulkhead extension compared to the height of the water tower?
We will get to that shortly, I think.
Okay,
And we hold that question until I get to the other
sure.
page.
Yep.
Let me there's one more photo to finish on this page and then we'll keep moving. So this view is way down 74th Street. You can see Fairway in the foreground, so that's on Broadway, right? We all know where the Fairway is, I believe. This is 74th Street, and we're looking west. And you can see that's the end of the building there, the orange. And you can see the water tank is much taller. That's the water tank at 300 West End. The chimney I mentioned, which is quite tall, is right there. And then that's the other elevator bulkhead that exists. The service elevator bulkhead is already there. You can see it. So.
And this is to provide access to the roof, or?
Yeah, there's going to be a stop at the roof.
Stop at the, okay.
So I'll go to the next page. So this gives you a sort of a understanding to answer the question about the heights. This is the proposed A extension. It goes from the pattern sort of changes from a light gray to a darker gray brick color, but that's just for this graphic. It's going to be the same color of actual brick.
Correct.
But you can see like the existing is here, the proposed comes up to here, and the tank is approximately here. The tank is really tall, so
Yeah,
not,
okay.
I didn't climb all the way to the top. Let's put it
That's
that
all
way.
right. That diagram answers my question.
Yeah, so you can see the relationship. This is the B as it stands. This is the service elevator in the center and the A. The building has like two halves, an A side and a B side, so. And this is sort of a blown up plan of what's going on with the access and the different three bulkheads, so. So I will, and then the chimney I mentioned is way over here in this diagram. This is the chimney on the B side back corner of the building, so. And then this is just a sort of 4 elevations in a section of the proposed extended bulkhead on the A elevator. So you can see like that line shows the existing height. They're going to take the current coping off and extend it up and put a new coping up there. This access door is just for getting into the equipment to service it. And then, you know, there's like a downspout and a grill for an air conditioner. So they just have to keep some cooling inside there. It's a through wall. So that's the application. It's pretty simple. It's going to be the red brick of what's there already, which you can see in the photographs here. It's going to be the same type of red brick, just extended up. So my opinion, I feel like once, you know, it's orange in the photograph, so it's very easy to see, but once it's red and it blends in the skyline with all the other things going on, I don't think people are going to notice it so much because it's pretty far away that you have to be in order to actually visibly see it. But it is visible, so you have to have good eyes, but you can see it. So I want to be clear about that.
All right, any other questions by the committee? Any questions or comments from the public? So I'm going to make a motion to approve the application as presented by the applicant. I don't think anybody asked for any recommendations.
Second.
All right, so I'm going to take a vote on this. Mark,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Kay,
Yes.
Madge,
Yes.
William,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
and myself is a yes, so that's unanimous by the committee. Non-committee board members, Doug?
Yes.
Is that Doug or Paul?
Yes, but this is Doug, and I say yes.
All right, so Doug and Paul say yes, unanimous by the non-committee board members. So the motion passes, the resolution is accepted. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night.
Yeah, you too. We'll see you at LPC on the 28th of September.
28th. Thank you.
Something, just a little trivia about this building.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Love it.
So, you know, Harry Belafonte used to live here. And actually before that, my understanding, it may be, I believe this is true, but it may not be, that there was a point in time where Harry Belafonte was not able to purchase a property in the neighborhood. And he and Lena Horne bought the whole building.
Right.
And later on, it was a co-op. And I will not, now that they're not here living in the building anymore, but there are certainly other celebrities that live in the building, but I will not out them on a public meeting like this.
You won't mention Tina Fey. And
Yeah.
I would never say, I wouldn't say her name publicly.
Doug, just for the record, one of my ex-law partners, who is also no longer with us, lived in the building.
Nice. It's a beautiful building.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you once again, Mr. Gordon.
Thank you. Have a great night, everyone.
thanks a lot.
Thank you. All right. Here's an interesting application, 330 West End Avenue. I spent like 2 hours looking on West End Avenue for these greenhouse balconies before I realized I should go around the corner on 76th Street and look at them. Did you go to look too, Madge?
I didn't see anything.
Because nothing's on West End, it's on West 76th. And you may have, yeah, I may have gone down that block, what, 40,000 times and never saw these. So this is an application to replace the glass enclosed greenhouse balconies on 4 sites, 4 apartments. Am I right? Who is presenting for this application? Oh, that would be a shame.
Is that John Gordon?
He presented the last one. Maybe he has this one too.
Oh,
330 West End Avenue.
okay.
I think the Solanos were here to listen in, but I think they were from public, right?
Solano. Is that person a member of the public or the rep for the applicant?
I just asked them to unmute, so maybe they can tell us.
Okay,
Okay,
sorry
good,
about that. Sorry.
Lisa
Um,
Vangelis.
I'm Lisa Vangelis. I'm the applicant for this proposal.
All right, then hang on 1 second. I'm going to promote you to panelist, okay?
Okay, thank you. Join as a panelist. Okay,
Okay.
you do it.
She's on it, all the panels.
Okay, now I think you should be able to unmute, although I don't see your camera on.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay,
Okay.
wait, wait. That's you.
Oh, that's me.
There you are.
Okay. Yeah, this is the first time we've done this, so we're a little bit nervous. Yeah, I'm the applicant. If we
I'm sorry, can you
share-
give me the names of the people who are there for you, for the record?
Me and Geosira Solano,
Giosari Solano.
And I'm sorry, so the first person's name is
Lisa Vangelis.
Vangelis,
And-
like the composer?
Yeah, just with an A at the end. Do you want to take them as well?
Thank you.
Here we really are. So should
Thank
we
you.
try to do the share screen or how do I start?
This is kind
Would you like me to do it and then you just call the? You should be able to share your screen.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can share the screen.
Okay.
We can share the screen. That's
Okay,
fine.
great.
Okay,
Just tell them about the proposal.
he said, okay.
Great.
Let's see if they can see it. Oh, oh. Should be
It should pop up. We did this not too long ago.
No?
Maybe hit that button. Mm,
Let me just go back. Maybe we should go like this. Let's see. Do you want the screen sharing? So, oh,
Okay, all right, we're
No,
getting
no.
there.
I don't know if they can see us. They can see us.
Can you see our presentation?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
good,
good.
okay. Okay, so, yeah, the project building address is 330 West End Avenue, although you can see through a gap from the neighboring building, the glass enclosed balconies that we wish to replace on the top 4 floors. That's slide number 1.
And they're the only balconies, correct?
There's one below it on the 3rd floor. These are
Oh.
duplex units, and she does not want to invest in the project.
So her balcony looks like these other 4?
Yes, exactly. They're all original.
And are we looking from West End or from?
We're looking from West 76th Street. south.
76, looking south. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay, next frame, slide number 2.
Too bad you can't do that backyard.
Okay. So this is a closer view on the first frame is a closer view of the glass enclosed balconies. And the second frame is what It's a Four Seasons sunroom application. It's not our building. It was something that I couldn't find much of the material. I found this online, and it's basically a Four Seasons product that they're proposing to install as a replacement. Okay, slide number 3.
So no swimming pool then.
Slide number 3 just gives you an idea of where the building is located and the description of the building. To the left, it's sandwiched in between 2 larger buildings. Okay, slide 4. And slide 4 is the Sanborn map, and it shows the where exactly the balconies are, and also the gap that you can, from where you can only see the glass enclosed balcony. And the second photo is the tax map photo. This slide, you disregard the first and the third photos. The center photo is once again the view of the glass enclosed balconies from West 76th Street. Slide number 6 is typical floor plan showing the relationship of the balcony to the unit, and also some photos with keys, keyed in photos of the interior conditions of the structure. And this is an existing floor plan and the proposed floor plan. The dimensions will remain the same. The original construction of the glass enclosed balconies, it's an aluminum frame, unpainted, with plexiglass glazing and also plexiglass jalousie windows. And the proposal is an aluminum frame painted bronze with double insulated glass and sliding window panels on all sides, and also 2 operable panels on the sloping portion for ventilation and also maintenance.
Before you leave that slide, there's references here to operable panels. Are those on the sloping roof or are those in the flooring?
The sloping panels are on the roof. If we can go back maybe to the photos page. The second photo in is I tried to take the best picture possible of the ceiling condition, but the panel closest to the building face on the roof, I call it the sloping roof portion, is operable on the existing, and we have 2 panels that will be operating on the proposed. And they're very helpful for ventilation and also for maintenance. Okay. Okay, slide number
Thanks.
8. This is just a small diagram that Four Seasons provided us to give us an idea of what's moving, the dimensions and shape like that. Right now, they're in the process of developing the shop drawings. We don't have the first round of them just yet, but we will have a full set of shop drawings for everybody, especially Landmarks.
Do you have a date at Landmarks?
We do, September 28th.
So they have to get those drawings before then.
Yeah, we're expecting them either this week or early next, or towards the end of next week. And slide 9 is just the north face elevation of the existing versus the proposed, with the same dimensions, same footprint, just a more modern, weather-tight, energy-efficient solution. So that's our little guy. It's pretty neat, regardless.
A question about the floor of the balconies. Is that concrete or metal? What's the composition?
Most of them have been tiled over, but they're existing concrete, and most of them are tiled. Thank you.
And is the main reason for this proposal energy efficiency, or is it also just the update the design?
Well, their existing conditions, they're very drafty, and they're pretty much unusable most of the year. They're either too hot or they're too cold or they're leaking. And the plexiglass is faded, you know.
Got it.
Yeah.
Still, one tenant doesn't want to make any changes.
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe they don't really live there at the moment, or maybe they're,
Or maybe they can't afford it.
maybe they can't afford it. Exactly. But that's on the lower end.
Is that one visible? That bottom one visible?
If you go back,
Like across the street?
Yeah,
I could see
well,
3 or 4 of them.
it's
But
barely, yeah,
Looks like
it's
That
partial.
truck.
it's barely visible. Unfortunately, there was a moving truck there. I think there have been other photos that have been submitted or I can submit that I was able to get closer when sometimes when the gate was open and I snuck in and things like that. It's low enough where if you saw just a fraction of the top, it would be a lot. But we will certainly add more photos because we've taken more photos.
And the existing balconies were built when?
In 1915, between 19, with the original building.
And they originally had plexiglass?
Yeah, I don't think the frame itself wouldn't be able to stay together. Yeah, they're indicated on the landmarks designation report as being
Yeah, I wouldn't have known.
on the
that.
east facade, it's indicated as brick facade, glass enclosed balconies, partially visible.
It says glass, not plexiglass.
Glass, well, it's not glass, that is for sure.
Jay,
I
you were
agree,
saying?
Michelle. I doubt if it was plexiglass originally, because I doubt that there was plexiglass.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know,
1950.
actually. Yeah, it's hard to, I mean, I know what's there now, but
It's
Well,
probably,
At
probably
the time of designation, yeah.
yeah.
It had to be glass.
yeah, I know. I was
Originally
like,
it
wait a
had-
minute, this is strange. We couldn't find, there was not that many records.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It had to be glass.
I mean, listen, if they were brand new, they'd be really kind of cool. But I don't even think they make this stuff anymore.
There you go. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. Yeah, my grandmother worked in a factory that made plexiglass windows for airplanes during World War II.
That's cool. It reminded me of being in an Airstream trailer.
Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any problem with the continuity? You know, you can have 4 that are all the same, and then the 5th one is going to be different. No.
I'm just curious what something like this costs.
You know, I wasn't part of the bidding process.
Just curious. Doesn't
Maybe
affect.
better that
doesn't
we
affect
don't know.
anything.
Yeah, it doesn't affect us,
It's
but
probably going to cost them more to put them in that they were to fabricate. I think the 4 of them were coming in something like 60,000. But then there's, you know, the logistics, like safety managers and
Yeah,
building and
getting it
stuff.
up there.
Yep.
It's part of the Hotel Willard. Was the Hotel Willard?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, kind of neat.
Anybody? Anything? Should I make a motion to accept the application? What are you going to say, Mark?
I was gonna do the same thing, so you go.
No, you do it because it sounds like I'm.
What color was the framing again?
It was just aluminum, unpainted, unfinished.
Okay.
No, but your proposal is that it's a dust coated dark bronze now, right?
Right, they had 2 options. They had white or they had bronze,
So they chose bronze.
and they chose the bronze.
Okay,
Yeah, the
good.
existing is unpainted, but the proposal is dark, right?
Is dark bronze, which I personally think is preferable to white.
White,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I agree too.
Yeah.
Doesn't call attention to itself. All right,
Exactly.
so I'm going to propose a resolution to approve as presented.
I have a comment.
But
Can I make a comment?
Sorry.
Of course.
Shouldn't we have an elevation of all the extensions, one above the other, including the one that isn't being changed?
I worked on that. Yeah, I have that almost complete. That was part of the initial landmarks comments to the presentation. So we're working on that. I should be able to release that by mid-afternoon tomorrow. Yeah, this presentation was put together very rapidly based on the timeline to get everything in to be on this meeting. And it is further developed, and we'll certainly send that over, I would say no later than mid-morning tomorrow. And I have the whole, I have all the.
That's not acceptable for us.
Well, I can send it to you right now. You want to show me?
The elevation you're showing now, the middle photograph, shows the existing conditions. That should be replaced by the proposed balconies that you're suggesting, including one that doesn't change. And I think that's it'll be quite odd to look at this.
It's being developed also, existing and proposed also with the arch drawn in. So you can see in 2 dimensions how the arch, which gives way to the gap, plays in. You know, that's important to understand.
Yeah.
So
And
we
then
will have that
these are
drawing
full.
before full board, right?
Yeah, that will be, I'll issue that tomorrow. Yes,
Yeah, because
I have a revised presentation tomorrow.
we are gonna have to vote on this resolution at full board anyway. That's what counts. That's what goes to LPC.
I
So
think
I'm-
that, I was gonna say personally, I think there's enough to visualize. You know, we know there's gonna be that one at the bottom. We know the original is what it is. It's not gonna change.
It's only visible to those of us walking down the street.
I'm going back to see it.
Yeah, you have to see it.
Well, you know.
So I'm going to take a vote on the resolution as presented. We're going to note in the resolution that the applicants agreed to provide us with further detailing to show what the changes would look like, in particular, the distances between the balconies. And we'll take this up at full board for their vote. But right now, I'll take a vote on the resolution to the motion to accept the application as is. Mark?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Kay?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thought you said Jim.
Madge?
Yes,
William?
Yes.
Peter?
No.
Jay?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 0, 0. Doug
Yes.
and Paul.
Yes.
Thank you. So that's 2, 0, 0, 0. The resolution passes.
Thank you all. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. See you at LPC.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Kay, sorry, I was a little overzealous tonight. You want to do 780 West End?
Yes, certainly. And that's Alfred Carmen, right? Who's presenting?
I am promoting him.
Thank you.
What's in the chat? Plexi, yeah, thank you, Doug.
Now we have that answer for any potential trivia contest. Yeah, Lexicon.
Yeah. Who's presenting? Alfred.
Alfred.
Right.
All right. Welcome, Mr. Carmen.
Okay, thank you. I'm here. However, my face is not there. Okay, how do we get my picture? Yeah. You know, for some reason, I don't have a share screen icon, and I can't get the, I can't get my, my face into this picture.
Okay, I'll do the share screen part. I can't help you with the camera part.
Okay, that'll spare you a lot of grief.
Well, I work for Mr. Carmen. My name is Jill. The possibility, if it would be better for you, is that if there's a meeting passcode that we could re-enter going through the Zoom app. I think that might be I'm not sure what the issue is, but I'm not sure, you know, if it's a disadvantage. I didn't hear all of that, Mark.
They're looking for you, I guess, you to forward them the invitation. They'll come in through that.
They have the presentation documents.
They do. They have the
Oh,
documents.
okay. Why don't we share that? And you can just listen to me, and you'll spare. You know, this way you don't.
Can you guys somehow speak a little louder?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, louder. Do we have a volume thing we can put on? Okay.
They should be just.
Okay, can you hear me somewhat louder?
That's better.
Okay, better. I can introduce the project. I just need. Okay, here we go. Fantastic. My name is Alfred Carmen. I'm the architect for the 11th floor shareholder. The project is to replace 7 double-hung aluminum windows in kind. The only problem is that in kind is not designated as a landmark as the original windows. I should mention this building underwent entire window replacement prior to the designation of a landmarks in 2015. So all the windows in the entire building, that's all facades, 98 and plus West End Avenue, and the rear facade all have double hung aluminum windows, with 1/1. Now the original design is a 3/3 configuration. So I'm here to request that I replace the exact window that's existing now. It's a more efficient window. So basically that's in a nutshell. And so this drawing here represents the location of the windows and a general view of the size of the windows and the location of the window on plan. So we're at West End Avenue at the bottom, and we're 98th Street on the left-hand side. And we're talking 7 windows, double hung windows, as shown in the profile below. I guess we can skip to the other. How can we go to the next sheet? Anybody?
Yeah, give me a second. I got to remember how to do that.
Okay, thanks.
Hang on. Oh, where is it? There it is.
Okay, yeah, so this sheet we more or less went through. I hope you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Okay, so this basically is a photograph of the existing conditions of the this is the landmarks historic photograph of the tax photo indicating the triple pane. You got I'm sorry, not a triple 3/3 double hung windows, which is the original installation. As I mentioned before, the building underwent a complete window replacement prior to the designation of landmarks. So now they have double hung, single pane, double hung 1/1 aluminum windows. The intention is to replace the window in kind as it exists now. I guess we can go to the next photo. If we can, the next page will indicate some detail.
It's not working for some. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, the next page, we can reduce it, shows the existing window with the brick mold. Oh, on camera. I'm on. How about that? I'm here. How about that? Okay, this one is a bunch of details showing the existing window on the left and the proposed window on the right. the profile is exactly the same. The brick mold's the same. The only difference in the window is it's now thermally broken. It has a better glass, insulated glass, and a tighter weather seal. So that's the big difference, the only difference. Profile stays the same, color stays the same, and here we are. It shows the same profile. I guess we can move on to the next.
Before we do, Michelle, if I could, okay, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Thanks. The brick molds that you're proposing for the replacement windows, are they the same as what's there now? And are they the same as what's on the rest of the facade?
Okay, it's exactly what's there now. I managed to find a remnant of the window which was not replaced at the rear yard at a cellar window. And I'll show you the photograph that shows you the exact same mold as they've replaced with. So the brick mold has been, as far as I know, is as far as it's the original type profile of the original window. You'll see when I show you the photograph.
Okay.
This is just the location of the window, and this is a photograph of the brick mold as it exists now, and the profile of the windows. So it's a double hung 1/1. Again, okay, just basically what I showed is the entire area has double hung windows, aluminum windows. I couldn't find any 3/3 that I could hang my hat on and say, wow. So this more or less gives you a photograph of the adjacent buildings with the same type of window. Again, double hung aluminum windows. Oh no, this is okay. This is good. This is down in the basement. This is the window that was able to. The only window that hasn't been changed. Even the rear lot line and the rear windows all have been changed to aluminum, except for the stair windows, which are fire rated. Now, if you look at the brick mold, they're rectangular, very similar to what's there now. So that's in a nutshell in terms of what we propose to do.
Okay.
Any questions? How about that?
And the reason they couldn't take care of you on the staff level at LPC is because
it's technical, because the original building had the 3/3.
yeah, but at the time of designation, it had already been.
It had already, yeah. That's sort of strange, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So my claim to fame is we do 3/3. It's going to look kind of strange. Now, I'm not doing the entire building. I'm just doing the 11th floor, 7 windows.
Understand.
And there we are. There's a moment of silence, which worries me.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Any other questions for Mr. Carmen?
No, I have. No, I'm gonna. Please ask me whatever questions you have.
Yeah. Any other questions from the committee?
Nope. Oh, look at that. There you are.
Yes.
I know. Finally,
You have appeared to us.
The miracle of electronics.
All right. So any questions or issues?
I would move to approve it as submitted.
Second.
Yeah, with
All right.
7 windows, I mean, this building should have a master plan, but with 7 windows, it's really impossible to.
Yeah, I proposed that. Management wasn't interested.
Okay. Well, hopefully in the future, the near future.
Hope somebody does it.
What's your LPC date?
28th of September.
Oh, so the 28th. Okay. Thank you.
Magic number.
They may say something, LPC, about a master plan.
Well, it was offered, but nobody wanted to take it up, so I left with the 11th floor.
All right.
All right. Shall we take a vote then?
Want me to do that?
Yes, that'd be great since you have the other
Thanks.
votes.
Mark?
Mark?
I'll vote yes.
Josh?
I will do so with more enthusiasm, yes.
More enthusiasm. Thank you. That's
Okay.
really-
I'm really excited about saying yes.
Yes, same here. I thought for a moment I didn't exist.
Madge,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Jay,
Yes.
did I call you William?
Nope, but the answer is yes.
And I'm a yes. So it's unanimous by the committee. Any non-committee board members? Doug?
Yes.
The U.S. must
And
demonstrate
Paul?
Yes.
Afghanistan is not a sign of weakness.
Okay.
American rivals are claiming.
I don't know who that is, but the motion carries unanimously.
All right.
You done? I can leave?
I think we're done. Thank you, Mr.
Okay,
Carmen.
thank you. Have a great
Thank you.
evening.
Thank
See
you.
you at
Thanks
LPC.
again. Bye.
The shift in foreign policy comes as Congress.
I don't know who's that. Is that your radio?
Now, a key House committee.
Paul.
Oh, turn your, yeah, thanks.
There you go.
Yeah, I know we don't have anything else, but I want to follow up on 333 Central Park West. Mark, you went to the LPC meeting on the 27th of July. You recall this is the location on 93rd Street that wanted to build a rooftop pergola. And our resolution actually disapproved that.
Yes,
But
it did.
LPC approved it with modifications on the 27th of July.
Right,
Do you
specifically the
recall-
mod.
I don't want to put you, I don't want to.
It's okay. So the basic modifications were that you'll recall one of the things that we objected to is just how prominent this thing was.
Yeah.
It was very tall, taller than it needed to be, and it was illuminated from within. And it was also a white material. And so for those reasons, as well as a few others, we voted to disapprove. LPC approved it, but they asked to work with staff to change the color of the materials and required them to eliminate the illumination. So it couldn't be illuminated from within. So they kind of split the baby on that one for us. They took our idea that it was calling attention to itself more than it needed to, but it didn't disapprove it. It tried to mute the attention grabbing aspects of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair.
For your information.
They also credited our resolution as being reasonable and something else. But anyway, so they got a nice shout out to CB7.
Yay.
And that and $1.35 will get you on the subway if you're over a certain age.
As some of us are.
As some of us are. All right, I guess we'll see you all on September 9th. And I couldn't, have you decided, Doug, how you're going to do this meeting? Is it going to be partially in person?
I think Stephen just sent out an email to the whole board, and we're going to have a conversation. I have no problem transparently telling you my personal opinion is that we should go virtual, but I will certainly go along with consensus. And I'm very glad we have the option. It's a really good thing.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything to say? Everybody's okay, healthy, family healthy?
Yes, yes. Good to see you all.
Yeah.
You too.
Very nice.
All right, so, yeah,
Hey,
good
John,
night.
everybody, we got the thunderstorms out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah.
yeah. So have a
Yeah, I
good
had to walk
day.
away for a minute to close my windows because it was raining in.
Yes.
Okay.
Stay dry, everybody.
Yeah. All right, thanks. Meeting adjourned. See you soon.
Meeting
Good
is
night.
Bye.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job, everybody.
Thank you, Michelle. Good job.
Yeah, thanks, Kay. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.